Hello and welcome back, or welcome for the first time, my friends. I'm Hambbage, and I'm delighted to have you guys dropping in for yet another hardcore vanilla Minecraft play session. And yes, this one is already on the heels of what you guys may have watched in the last video, our beginning single player Java vanilla. That's right, you could spit out all the words in the splash screens Minecraft. No, this is building on the progress we made in the last episode where we actually began building the platform that we'll use for our darkroom spawner with the materials that we've actually harvested. We've kind of come back to the norm for me, honestly, but it's a change from what was stated at the beginning of this series. We started this world on the heels of a lot of beatdowns and kind of like an abuse victim, like a dog. When an owner is cruel to a dog and just beats it all the time or treats it really badly, the dog comes to expect that and looks for that kind of treatment and kind of craves that as the only form of attention it gets. And we had just come out of that mode. We were so shell shocked from having lost so many times. We're kind of like, you know what? Doesn't matter. We're just going to build a big box out of cobblestone and make a darkroom spawner and get creepers and experience and levels and all that. And honestly, I played this game a lot, and when I say when you play hardcore, you kind of got to use all the different capacities. It really is true. It's not that I've just rushed through this a lot of times. I understand where it is, and yeah, you're risking losing something when you build it and make it nice, but the simple truth is, if you're going through the time of hardcore to actually gather materials and do it right. Do something that you're proud of. Don't just do something that you're going to look up at for the rest of the time that you have this world and go, man, I really wish I'd done something different there. Don't live with those regrets, man. That's an awful way to go about it. Just accept that, hey, it's going to take me a little while. I'm going to have to put in some effort, but I want to feel proud if I'm going to spend time, and that's basically all you're doing in Minecraft. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh wait, did I fill that? Maybe I filled that back in. Never mind. Thought maybe we had a cave right here. Yeah, just a thing. Um, if you're going to spend that time, put in that effort, then do something that you can be proud of, that you enjoy building and working on. So that's the decision. You guys have seen it happening, right? That's why we started cooking the smooth stone and all that. Took a lot of extra episodes, but I've enjoyed those. I hope you guys have too. I hope they haven't been too painful for you, but here we go. A little adventure right out of the gate. So, what do we have? Well, the first thing, we can do this. And then where possible, not possible yet, because we want to be careful as we go. But I think we are better off just making sure we don't fall in that. Now, is this going to catch us with some of this oceany nonsense? And did we just dodge that in the others? Might be. Okay, we're over to the side a little bit more here. So rather than... Oh, that's probably our tunnel. This is the tunnel-y section. I forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about it, but I forgot it was this close and likely inline. So yeah, we're just working our way across that little span of ocean here, but it looks like we got some caves to play in when we as a reward once we get that done. If we can, though, let's try... That's a little bit what I was afraid of, is that these are all sources too. Can we kind of basket it like... Ooh, there we go. We got some progress here. Alright. This one doesn't look oceany. Looks like just a spring. Nose itchy. Outside of nose itchy. Not inside of nose. Get some coal at least. Oh, yeah, oops. And as we said, this one, as much as we'd love to find some diamonds and push that thing out, we really are just looking for amethysts. And depth doesn't matter, but these caves could certainly help us out just by letting us kind of run through and... Okay, I guess I'll kill you. It's funny how when you really want to kill them, that seems like more nonsense here, right? No, not where I wanted you. Kind of biome are we in? Still ocean, huh? I thought we curved back around towards our own base. Alright, well, we won't spend a lot of time chasing around on that then. Back over to here. This was our... Alright, that's good stuff. Clear all that. That seems pretty well lit. This is good. We've got a dry path through. So 1, 2, these are always tough to count. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Hey, we made it. Alright. Now we need an amethyst. Again, this is not the most efficient way. The best way that I've seen anybody locate amethysts, and we are nowhere near equipped for this, is to go flying with your elytra and take a night vision potion. And you will see, as you're flying, you see underwater, whatever the deal is there. If you take a night vision potion underwater, you see much better. All the obscurity of the ocean, however they coded that, is basically just darkness added or nighttime. So take night vision, you see underwater a whole lot better. Do that while you're flying, and you will see the shapes of the amethyst nodes or geodes very, very easily just by flying over the top. So very good way to do it. We're unfortunately not there yet, and we need a bunch of supplies, so might as well do it this way. We'll get some more deep slate, maybe some more diamonds, or who knows, if we get far enough out into the mountain area, we'll get some emeralds too. And along the way, we'll keep plucking away at XP. We certainly didn't get a whole lot in the last episode, just placing blocks, but here we're already into level 46, and we had been sitting at 45. I think the only thing we did in the last episode to get any XP was we killed a single drowned one time when we dropped off to pick up blocks we'd knocked down. So Not very much at all, but hopefully we'll get a little bit more in this one. We should come across some kind of other caves or something or other. And of course, going through this stuff slow, but I think we're going to need plenty of deep slate as we go. So yeah, if we can, I don't know why. It's just a novelty kind of thing to do, and it's that deal. You don't just trash the first thing that you find anywhere. It's how I oh nice. It's how I approach hiking and wilderness and all that. Um, and I think if a lot of people just treat it that way, hey, look, my first reaction isn't to gather or smash or break or anything else. First reaction is to observe and walk on by. And then if you see that, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of these, then yeah, it's like wildflowers, right? And I think most people teach their kids you don't just pick the pretty flower the first time you see it. You leave it. But if you take your kid in an open field where there's a zillion, dandelion's probably not the best idea because people love it if your kids will grab the yellow dandelions before they turn into seeds. But you know what I mean. Like, yeah, you get out into the open and there's a whole bunch of wildflowers growing. Then yeah, it's probably okay to go ahead and pick a few. That's a memory of kids to be cherished. Same thing with wild food type plants or that kind of stuff too. I know I'm not a forager or anything like that, but I often have wondered. One of my favorite smelling plants is called purple mustard. It's got a couple different names. Musky mustard is another because it has this totally distinctive scent. And for years, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like blooming trees or something like that. But I would be like, oh, that is the smell of springtime, and it's absolute heaven. It just I smell it and I actually have this reaction of happiness, like, oh man, that's what it is. And I was quite surprised when I finally like was out on a walk one day and was like, nothing else was around. I came on this field and I smelled the smell was just overwhelming. And I looked at this whole kind of like a construction site, right? It's probably been graded over many times, but nobody's ever built on it or whatever had previously been. But it's along a trail and has some scattered old farm type machinery and stuff in it, and the actual park trail stuff, it's just got a sign in it like land for lease or whatever, but there's nothing going there. Well, this wildflower weed, as it is um, loves what they call disturbed dry soil, stuff that has been plowed or graded or turned over something. This stuff comes and thrives in it. And what I learned from the interwebs, take it or leave it, is it's a flower that is much despised by cattlemen in particular, because apparently if cattle eat it, it is either noxious or spoils their milk. The flavor of it gets into the milk, and people are like, "What's wrong with this milk? The milk's bad." Um, so I guess over the years, this poor little weed flower thing has endured like a publicity campaign against it, and the people say it's got this foul odor, and that it's basically just a smear campaign to say like, oh, people should hate that plant. It's got this. If you see it grow and get rid of it, it'll stink. I think it smells very good, but it's a mustard green, and it grows wild and naturally. And at times in this year, it didn't do nearly as well as it has in past years, but sometimes it literally just is covering everything. And I've often been tempted, like I should go gather up just a grocery store plastic shopping bags worth of the leaves of it and try them in a salad. Apparently they're mustardy, so they're bitter. You wouldn't want just a bowl of those greens, but I'd love to try those in cooking and see what they are. And then I'm always like, oh, whatever. And I never think about it, and um, just go to the store and buy a bag of pre-cut lettuce stuff to turn into a salad. So, do what I say, not what I do, right? We're all guilty of it. We have aspirations to be better than we are, and they improve ourselves. But that's one someday I'd love to try. But a lot of times you go walking, you see a tree that has like wild plums or stuff that maybe was planted back in the day, or maybe just is truly wild. But it's fun to just grab one and try that. Always make sure of what you're eating. Common sense is rule number one here. What was that movie about the guy that kind of like went off? He ended up, dying in Alaska, but he was kind of like this odd duck kid. Didn't really feel like he fit into society. Smart, very intelligent, but he just, went wandering and on adventures, hitchhiking and stuff in the United States. I think he had a motorcycle for a while or whatever, but just felt like he didn't need to have all this stuff. But unfortunately, tragically, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go up to Alaska. Alaska's the last great frontier." And he was hitchhiking out. And people are like, "Dude, are you sure you know what you're doing? You're not gonna make it. This is not advice." He's like, "No, it's fine. I got it." And went to like an old abandoned mine site or whatever. And, wasn't it? All intents and purposes wasn't suicidal or anything like that. He loved life and apparently loved the world, nature, and all that. Wanted to live closer to it. Well, he got himself into trouble. He'd hiked or gotten a ride and then hiked out much further to where he was set up. And as I always talk about in Minecraft, one mistake isn't a problem by itself. It's when they're compounded that you. And I think it's Into the Wild is the movie or the book. I'd read the book before the movie came out, but I recommend it. It's got a tragic end, but so does Shakespeare. Those are things you gotta kind of expect. That some of the great stories are tragedies. It's part of the human condition. Anyway. Yeah, this guy is a prime example of how a couple of minor mistakes compounded, it ultimately cost him his life. And those were, he didn't, I don't think he killed it. Maybe he did, he'd brought a rifle. He wasn't just like a gung-ho, I'm a hunter, I'm going to kill everything. But he'd either found a moose or dispatched one that was sick, or whatever the case was. He had a moose there and wasn't prepared for or didn't understand adequately how to deal with the carcass, and as a result, the meat all spoiled. He couldn't keep the bugs off of it, didn't have a fire ready or whatever to dry it, and it all went to waste. And that was kind of what he knew going into Alaska. You can't be a vegetarian. You can't just live on dreams and all that. You have to have a source of high energy, high nutrition food to get you through a winter. Thanks, game. See that arrow go right through him. So he lost that food source, and then as he was going, he kind of scrambled, and he had this guidebook of plants to trouble, get back. All right, baby zombie. There you go. You don't want him and a creeper. Where'd the creeper go? There he is. Nice job, bat. Still not all of them, but I think we got 2 shots on, so... that should take care of it. Alright, still got quite a space here. Let's try to get light straight on that. Looks like another creeper. I was hoping that was an amethyst, but not. Just deep slate. That sounded sizzly. That is tough. Ooh, spider though. We think that's just a regular spider, or do we think that's a awesome cave spider? I vote awesome cave spider. Well, sadly, all of this, I think, is tough, not smooth basalt. Wrapping up deep slated iron. I don't know why this is what I decide I want to grab. But because it sounds like there's another chamber around, dropping would make me think it's maybe above. Sounds crowded. What level are we at? How high up did we? We're still at 15, so I don't think there's a lot of room for it to be below us. Oh, there we go. Down to 24 arrows. Save those for emergencies. Oh, this is crazy. Food's good. 2 spiders? Seriously, you didn't see me or fall in? Oh no. Oh no. Don't like being here. This is not where I want to be. Ooh. So yeah, complicated error, compounding errors, minor at first, but can really have disastrous consequences when they start to pile up. So yeah, I'd said Into the Wild dude, whatever his name was, had a guidebook and planned to supplement his, all along, supplement his diet with wild plants and all that. And he was smart. He's a smart guy, smart enough to know this isn't the area where I grew up. I need to understand that the wrong plants and that kind of stuff can kill me. So he was trying to be smart about that, but he I think it was like a wild pea or something plant, and he looked it up in the book, and it was like, yeah, this is a valid food source and all that, but either the type or whatever, and it was compounded by season. Like at one point, it's perfectly healthy to eat, but at another time of year, it's toxic. You can't eat it, or the part of the plant, or it was something along those lines where it was like he was making the right decision, um, or trying to, but he made one little mistake in the season or the part of the plant or whatever, which should have been no big deal, but because he hadn't had enough other food, and his nutrition level and his sustenance had gone down so far, he couldn't overcome. You jerk. No, no, no. And all you're gonna give me is sugar out of all that? You could have done me better than that. That's all our torches. Well, we didn't find the amethyst we were looking for, but we didn't die. Good, bad. Hey. That is a lot of skellies. I think I should use this moment to run away. Run, Forrest. 2 enchanted bows. Now they certainly uh-oh. They certainly helped us out by wearing each other down. Ooh, and we get an arrow. I think there's still one more. Careful there. Oh, those arrows. Wow. That's impressive. All right. Check constantly. So yeah, anything you do, be very conscious of compound errors and stuff like that. And what I was talking about with trying these wild purple mushrooms. Don't. Never, ever, ever. I don't care who you are, what you think, or how sure you are. Unless you're with somebody who knows mushrooms, do not decide, I'm just going to go out on my own and grab some mushrooms and go home and eat them. I know there's types out there that can do funny things and make you see funny things and all that. All fun and good, except that there's a whole bunch of other ones that can straight up kill you. And oh, by the way, fun fact about those fun crazy mushrooms. Yeah, guess what's actually going on there? It's a toxin on your brain that's making you see all those fun shapes and everything. Now, I'm not, your choices are your own. Do what you want to do, but be aware that treat those things with a lot of respect. And as I say, I'd love to, and I do enjoy out here. Wild berries are a thing. There's lots of good stuff to find, and I'm a big fan of that. But I'm also very conscious of what can happen if you make a wrong choice or grab the wrong thing, or it happens to be out of season, or any of that kind of stuff. The consequences of that can be very, very, very serious. So take it seriously. Don't just go randomly grabbing stuff and putting it in your mouth, was the moral of that story, I guess. So we did our run. Sadly, we didn't find any amethyst, but we did get a bunch of stuff. Some of it junk, some of it a little better. We dried up an ocean section. Let's put another torch there. That was fun. We've exposed a lot of stuff we can go back and gather up. But yeah, sadly, no extra amethyst. And that is what I want. I'm going to have a sip of my drink here. Oh, I didn't realize how. Yeah, I've been talking a lot today, obviously, recording a lot of these videos. I didn't realize how thirsty I was or how good that would feel. Another Arnold Palmer. Enjoying that time of the summer with a little iced tea and lemonade. So good. Oh, that felt like heaven. It just went down the back of my throat. So good. All right, here we go. Our wonderful basement is getting so big and wonderful. So we faced some mobs. That might have been our first witch kill. And we survived the slow effect. So what do we do here? I really do want amethyst pieces to go into my build. I really do not want to break that first one. I am very happy that we got 8 more diamonds. Um, where's it going? Oh yeah, I don't know how to dramatically improve our odds other than just keep pushing underground. Let's cook that. Again, why do I carry these all the way back when I could just merge them in the field? Again, it was the lack of torches in this one. That's not what I want. I want this. That and that. Well, let's just go ahead and take all those because we've got caves and stuff down there anyway. I was thinking is let's take this box and just put it here to store some of that in so that we'll know to grab it on our way back up to the tower when we do have our amethyst pieces. Sound good? Good. And let's check our time. 32 minutes, that was just about perfect. So back at it. And you know what that means? I get to have more iced tea, but I'm going to wait till I'm at the bottom of the stairs and aim down that little chute. Then I'm going to have a big old sip before the condensation on the glass completely floods me out of my table there. Alright, let's go. And sip time. Ah. Alright, that wasn't quite as good as the first sip. The first sip was just amazing. A lot of walking for this, and I don't know, is there any biome preference for geodes? Anybody know? Feel free to comment there if because I know that's not something I'll never remember to look up. Very skeleton sounding. Alright, unless we've got more exposed passages rather than just. Well, no, we want to be in the cave, right? Because we want to find the amethyst, and we haven't gone left up beyond that little lava field. So let's do that. Oh, now we have cows too, and I forgot to feed them. Man, so much to do. Now, based on the presence of a gazillion skeletons, the sound of a gazillion more. Sounds like it's back this way. I don't know what that means. Lots of armor, and he gave me nothing. And he put an arrow sticking out of the top of my head. Now, how did I have... Oh, because I only reached over there. Alright. Alright, we'll consider that cleared. And I think that means we can get back onto our deal. Did we miss anything this way? Oh, that's the same. Never mind. Now, lots of goodies here we can potentially get and grab. But we're going to hold off. The time being. Cut that. I don't see any smooth basalt or amethysty stuff there. And we're off again. Hey, more emerald. Oh, I don't know why that was so difficult. Just a nice little stretch in here, but I don't see that it's connected to anything. Super amazing. 3, 5, and 6. Wish I could like hold the image of smooth basalt in the ground against deep slate in my mind, but it's kind of one of those, you know it when you see it, but you know, it looks a lot like that until I have the two side by side. Getting more deep slate, we like that. I I should say, I think I went far enough so that we'll never hit the, the one, but how tragic would it be if I like broke into the backside of the same geo that we were already at? We may be coming up on that. Isn't that it? Right there. Should we go look? Just to... There it is. See, so just a slight difference in the pattern, but the colors are about the same. Yeah, I don't want to harvest any of this stuff just yet. It's natural. It's beautiful. But I don't know anything about, are you better off trying to hit them going in a straight line? Are you not? Who knows? That is the right spot for that, though. What am I doing here? I just kind of feel like this is silly if we know that one's there. Maybe that's foolish, maybe it's not. We got an emerald. Do like the old emeralds. Let's do it, guys. Hang on 1 second for me. Alright, let's add okay. Okay. All right, you guys should be seeing the browser now. So, sorry, I almost scrolled up. In pending move, it's been suggested this page be moved to Geode. Okay. Underground structure, overall biomes contains smooth basalt and are the source of calcite. We know. A generation. Amethyst geodes generate between 0 and 70, regardless of whether generates structures. Each chunk has a 1 in 53 chance to generate a geode. They override only caverns and mine shafts. Sometimes they're exposed on the surface, such as on beaches and underwater in oceans. So what I'm seeing there is as long as we're out of the chunk, we have the same chance in any adjacent chunk as we would anywhere else. It doesn't seem to have a deal there. All right. Well, that's all we needed to do there. Oh, go away. And turn that off, because that would be the next thing is I would turn on the open a browser again, and then you guys would be like, yeah, we watched a whole episode and all we saw was a home screen for Firefox. So that being said, I think we're just fine to continue on because hey, we can get those emeralds and are no worse off here. You know that's the deal. If there's a rule that says once one has generated, then no geodes will join in the adjacent X number of chunks or something like that. That's what we want to watch out for. But now that could be trappy. I hear all this lava. Like I said, could be trappy. Not, but so we're looking for diagonally swiped stuff of the same color. Now that we've seen it again, everybody should be refreshed on what we're looking for. It kind of looks like it expands, but I don't think it connects to anything really. Here, Geode. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also trappy. Potentially. Not, but oh, that back. Come on. Be a geode. Somewhere. Hanging out over the top, or, like just sticking down. Getting deep slate, though. Take that. I suppose now we know that once we've gotten past that ocean, at some point here we may be getting to jungle. I hadn't even thought of that, but This is the direction we said we wanted to head out, to eventually have a tunnel out for easy transport. Of course, we'd want to just link a portal, but don't think there's any advantage to mining underneath the jungle. Just so you, I'm not implying any of that. Not even really implying that it would be any faster by the time we went down and took the right turn, walking all the way out and then all the way over. Probably better to just go on the surface and cut the angle. Just nothing. Well, this is okay though, because it has been uncanny how much mining I've done on these various YouTube worlds and just constantly been handed stuff. And I've said it many times, like, oh man, I wish there still needs to be that room for getting kind of skunked, mining and not finding stuff. Whether it's an abandoned mine shaft or geode or anything like that, just having a long run of mining, where you're just looking for anything good. So I don't like it, but I kind of expect it. And speaking of that, now we get some diamonds. Sometimes you just gotta do a little reverse psychology on the game. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? All right. Yeah, I kind of dilly-dallied there for a long time that I shouldn't have. All right, now am I not quite to the point of not picking stuff up, but close enough that I should watch for it. Ooh, get something. Does seem quiet though. Too quiet. Ooh. Okay, we are right on the edge of something. Gotta look for here any kind of lips or edges. Don't see any here until you get maybe back to there. I also don't see are any. Come on. No, 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 no. I keep saying, like, oh yeah, at some point this is just going to feel routine. I heard a noise. And I'll just naturally drop stuff like that and wonder why it was ever a deal. But that point hasn't come yet. See, what? Why can't I hit E with it like that at least? At least give me that. Alright, well, we got a little more inventory. No sign of an amethyst, though. Crazy noise. The aliens. Somebody's. This is part of why I don't too often worry about trying to dump my inventory out on the road like that. Used to very fastidiously, but the problem is as soon as you do, you get the Neapolitan bricks again, the diorite, andesite, and granite, or um, dirt, gravel, that kind of stuff. Is unfailingly, as soon as you dumped it, you're gonna get a whole new batch. So doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Come on, man. Just a geode. That's all we need. I don't see anything down that way. Take a chance on gold. Maybe the geode will be just on the other side of it. It wasn't. I think I can remember not to do one more. Better creep up the whole way. And there's the mystery music again. No appreciable volume on my side, but sometimes Minecraft just decides, hey, we're gonna have music. I have never once had an issue with that from YouTube's side. Whereas the very first episode I ever did, um, by the Desert Temple, one of the songs did get a copyright uh, notification. It said something or other. I don't know. I didn't care to have an issue with it, so I just decided we didn't need to have music. You guys have music, right? That's the beauty of the age we live in. You don't. We've all got music at our fingertips. You guys can listen to whatever you like while you're going. And you don't have to tell me how awful my music is. And we're at an hour. Well, it was a good and noble effort. We'll have to think our strategy. I don't know what it is. I think boats are a good idea. Um, but we've kind of covered the little ocean right around us. So we'd have to go on a long venture to find a different one. And yeah, this is gonna get long. Let me go ahead and do the thank you shout out and appreciation for everybody who's coming by and watching these videos. I hope you're enjoying them. This one, man, it feels a little flat to me, and I really do think it's gonna be it. I did 2 extra videos from what I'd ever intended to do today, and think it's about time to call it quits. Um, but for that, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'd like to encourage you if you've got any thoughts on the tower, how we've done the base of it, looking down. Any now, did we already go back past that? Was this the one that had the geode in it? Should we fake everybody out? Oh, look at this awesome geode. Do it from outside. You guys gotta all pretend. If you want to be in on the secret, you gotta all pretend like, oh yeah, it was so awesome. Totally found the geode. We'll see how many people notice that it's the exact same geode. So yeah, I think more of some kind of geode hunting in future episodes. But what that looks like, I don't know. I just know at this point, an hour of 1x2 and through the underbelly of this world was a little more than we needed. So we'll see. I'm so excited about the colors in that, though, that I really do think it's going to be worth it when we do it. Just going to take us a little bit of effort, persistence, so we can really feel good about stuff. It goes back to what I was talking about when we were first coming down here. It's easy to just say, no, we got what we needed. We could have just done the cobble box, but not what I'm feeling, and I want to have that white and that purple to brighten that box up. So we'll see how all that plays out. But we should have all kinds of adventures along the way, trying to track that down. It's a good goal. You gotta set goals like that, and this isn't an impossible one. We've certainly come across plenty of geodes in our various worlds since 117 dropped. So I don't think it's impossible. It just may be a little bit of looking. Tomorrow, I got to remind myself we need to feed those cows and keep breeding them up. Hopefully, our first baby cow's grown up, so we should have 4 in there now, and that's when the growth really starts, right? So we'll look forward to that. Again, apologize a little bit for the length of the episode. If you're still hanging around, though, you are the diehards. I appreciate y'all. You'll get the bonus of seeing the thank you screen at the top of the stairs when we flash that up and close down this episode. I hope you've all had a wonderful time. I know I've had a great day. A lot of extra Minecraft time today, so that was cool. But this is it, and gonna do it. Let's sleep. And now, save and quit. I'm not going to say goodbye on, well, I already did, but you know what I mean. Not on the save world screen. So there we go. You've had it. You've heard me say thank you. You've heard me say like and comment. Hit the subscribe if you want to keep track for more. I am going to take a break that lasts through the night, and we'll talk to you guys again in the next episode. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, anybody that loves Minecraft may enjoy these, so let them take a chance and figure it out. I appreciate all of you guys, though, and we'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.